Do you remember your first job?
Yeah.
I'll never forget mine. But not because of the good memories. It's because that's where I got accused of something I never did. Before I get into the story, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos, because what happened to me, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. My name's Ryan, and I was 19 when I landed my very first official job. I got hired as a sales associate at a busy clothing store in a mall.
You know that person who always follows the rules?
Shows up on time, helps out their coworkers, even mops the floor if they have to? Yeah, that was me. Total goody two-shoes. So when my supervisor asked to talk to me, I wasn't worried at all. Honestly, I thought she was going to compliment me or something. But to my surprise, that wasn't it. She looked serious. You know that kind of look that already has you pegged as guilty, before you've even said a word? She closed the door slowly, pulled out the chair nice and calm, folded her arms, and got straight to the point. We've got an issue with the register. And last night, you were the only one here. $200 went missing. It felt like the air got sucked out of the room. My whole body started burning up. Face, hands, chest, like I was on fire from the inside. Mouth dry. Mind blank. It took me a few seconds to even process what she was saying. I looked at her, trying to keep my voice steady, and asked, "Are you accusing me of stealing?" She tilted her head just a little, with that sweet but poisonous tone. "We just want to understand what happened." But she didn't need to say anything else. The way she looked at me, I already knew. She had made up her mind. She wasn't trying to understand. She was looking for someone to blame. And to her, that someone was me. By the end of my shift, they pulled me off register duty. Said they were going to investigate. But what they really did was isolate me. People stopped saying hi. They made sure I wasn't scheduled with the rest of the team. The small talk disappeared. The stares got heavy. I was the suspect. And no one wanted to be seen taking my side. In that moment, everything around me just blurred. Voices turned into noise. Words twisted around in my head. I kept trying to explain, trying to say I didn't do anything. But no one was really listening. They called the manager. Then HR got involved. And the days started dragging on. No answers. I needed that job. I was in my last year of college. I had bills, textbooks, rent, groceries. Quitting just wasn't an option. But at the same time, I had no idea how to prove I was innocent. Because to them, I was already guilty. No evidence. No second chances. Just done. I thought about going to the police. Filing a report for false accusation. I mean, they were treating me like a criminal. But then what? Who's gonna hire someone with that kind of label hanging over them? How would I support myself? So I swallowed it. Stayed quiet. And every single day turned into a nightmare. On top of the stairs, there were the jokes. Always disguised as humor, but you could feel the poison behind them. Better watch your phone around here. Make sure you double-check your stuff before you put it away. And I'd just fake a little smile. Pretend I didn't hear it. But inside, I was falling apart. I'd get home completely wrecked. Cried on the bus ride back, just staring out the window like I was trying to run away from my own thoughts. I felt humiliated. Went days without sleeping. Barely ate. Just kept thinking. How did this happen to me? At home, I kept pretending. I'd smile, make small talk, say I was just tired from the usual routine. I never wanted to worry my mom. I told her everything was great, that the job was busy, but no big deal. But inside, I was falling apart. Every night, I'd lie there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, replaying every single step of the day. What did I do? What did I say? Where was I? Who was around? Trying to figure out where, if, I had slipped up. And that's when I got a notification on my phone. It was Sarah. She worked the afternoon shift. Quiet, kept to herself. But she had always been kind to me. She sent me one message. "Have you checked the cameras?" I replied right away. "What cameras?" She wrote back. "The security cameras." I told her no, obviously. And then she said, "You really need to see them." 2 days later, one of the guys from the stockroom, he was friends with her, asked to meet me at the little park behind the mall. He had his phone out, ready. And he showed me the footage. It was from an internal camera in the hallway near the fitting rooms. And it was clear as day. The supervisor. Alone. Walking into the room where the safe was kept. She stayed in there for a few minutes. Went through some envelopes. Tucked something into her coat. Looked both ways, fixed her clothes, and walked out like nothing happened. My hands were shaking. My blood was boiling. And all I could feel was this intense mix of relief and fury. She was the one who accused me. She was the one who wrecked me from the inside out. She had set me up. While I was carrying all that guilt, all that shame, she was pretending to be the victim. Pretending to be investigating. Pretending to do her job. That's when I realized. This was never about the missing money. It was about her being terrified of getting caught. And too much of a coward to own up to it. So she picked someone easy to blame. Someone who couldn't fight back. In that moment, I started shaking all over. And yeah, I cried again. But this time, it was out of rage. With the video in hand, I went straight to HR. They watched in complete silence. Totally stunned. The next day, she was let go. No warning. No big scene. They just took her badge. And finally, the truth was documented. After that, they called me in for a meeting. And to my surprise, they offered me the position of supervisor. At first, I didn't want it. My pride was still hurt. My head was a mess. I kept wondering, is this even worth it? But adult life? It's not always about what we want. Sometimes it's about what we do with what we're given. So I took the opportunity. I said yes. I worked hard. Studied. Grew. And a few years later, I became a regional coordinator for the entire chain. When I finally graduated, I decided it was time to move on. And I did. In peace. With my head held high. Now looking back I realize, everything happens for a reason. And as painful as it was, that injustice, it opened the door that led me to where I am today. Some people play dirty. But the truth, it always comes out. And you? What would you have done in my place?